Mhm. Things you want to create. Hi, everybody. So we're just going to hang on here a few minutes yet. Nyla and I had to do some rearranging because tonight we have a basketball game. So we were actually pretty lucky that Muhlenberg has graciously given us a room to do our live stream tonight, right, Nyla?
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool because you go to Muhlenberg, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty nice that your school allowed us to have a little space just so we could
It's
pull
my
this
school.
off. Well, it's the high school, yes. It's the high school where the game will actually happen. So we're just going to give it a few more minutes before we get started. Okay, Nyla, what do you think? You think we should go ahead and get the show on the road?
Yes.
So hi, everybody. My name is Crystal, AKA Gigi.
Oh, my name's Nyla.
So I don't know if some of you remember, but last year for Black History Month through the NAACP, Nyla and I did story time with Gigi and Nyla. And what we did was we shared some inspirational books about hair and being a young Black girl and being in this world and how you have to fight and stay strong. And what do you think, Nyla? Kind of focus on being you, right?
Yeah.
Got anything to add to that, what we did last year?
Being great.
Great. And what was one of your favorite things last year when we did this? That you wanted the world to know about your feelings, like what it is that you want the world to know about. What's most important to you?
I wanted the world to know about more women who did a lot of stuff in the world. Good stuff in the world.
Right, good stuff. And about being kind and
Yeah.
less hate. But this year we're going to flip it around just a little bit. So we're going to test our live skills. Last year was a little bit easy because we were reading from books that we were familiar with, that we read on a regular basis, that we used as a normal type to get Nyla to understand who she is, express who she is, and love who she is. But this year we're in collaboration with Mayor Eddie Morán, the City of Reading, the NAACP, SRI at Albright, and the Reading Film Office. We are going to do something a little bit different. We're not going to take up that much of your time. We're probably going to be on here probably about 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops, might be under that. But what we're going to do is we're going to introduce to you some Black inventors that will be coming to the City of Reading at the end of the month. How cool is that?
Very cool.
And what's going to be the most coolest part for you, Nyla? What are you going to get to do at the very end?
Interview them.
And how do you feel about being able to actually interview Black inventors?
Excited.
Excited. Do you have all your questions ready for them?
Maybe.
Maybe. So you're going to work on that a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, it's kind of like history class for us because we both are learning about different inventors, Black inventors, which is very important because it's Black History Month. Now, in our house, it's Black History Month every day, every day, all day, 365 days, 24 hours, 7 days a week. So what we're going to do is today we're going to introduce to you
the guy who invented the super soaker, which a lot of kids and adults made note of, and we're going to talk about the person who made it.
Yes. Now we were going to show you a super soaker, but because of our relocating, we decided that we didn't want to bring a super soaker into a school because technically it's like a gun, so we didn't want to get in any trouble.
We're talking about Lonnie Johnson.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to let Nyla get started. Nyla had to do some research, so she had to put some things together about what she found, about Lonnie Johnson, and then I will just go over some highlights of his life, like the timeline of getting to the super soaker. So together, we're gonna pull this off. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
So this is what I have written down. For the past 30 years, kids and more than a few adults around the world have busted out their super soakers and considered their neighborhood water gun fights. The high-powered water bazooka is an impressive piece of technology in its own right, but its origin and legacy make it a piece of living history. While the Super Soaker first hit toy store shelves in 1990, it was known as the Power Drencher. It was actually first invented in 1982 in the bathroom and basement of a NASA engineer named Lonnie Johnson. Born in Mobile, Alabama in 1949, Johnson was naturally curious and his interest in science and technology.
So what two classes do you think you need to focus on to be a great inventor?
Science and engineering.
Science and engineering. But is that a direction you want to go on, or are you interested in something else?
I'm interested in something else.
Something else. But do you think that what you're interested could actually have you create and invent something that will be great, that you will be like Nyla Harris has invented the quick fix for a tear in a dress?
The fast hair dryer.
The fast hair dryer. So we're laughing today, but you heard it first. Nyla's gonna try to invent the fast hair dryer. The reason she probably said that is because Nyla's being a little shy today. I think because I have her all moving around fast, but Nyla's hopes and dreams are to be
a singer that designs her own clothes, because I really like singing, but I also like fashion designing, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted to do, so I decided to combine them both.
Right. So she is going to try to do both. Well, let's go back to Mr. Lonnie Johnson, the inventor of the super soaker. Now, who do you usually have your gun battles with?
My Uncle Babe.
Your Uncle Babe, AKA Uncle Danny, but she calls him Uncle Babe, but it's Uncle Danny. They love having their water battles. It's something that they're looking forward to as soon as it gets warm out. They drive us all crazy, but they quite enjoy it. So they do take part in the Lonnie Johnson super soakers. They use them a lot in the summertime. So I'm just going to touch on some key things here. You want to read this last piece right here?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So as Nyla said, Lonnie was born in Mobile, Alabama. But here are some important facts about him. He went to Williamson High School in 1968, and his friends gave him the nickname the Professor. He represented his school in the Junior Engineering Tech Society as the only Black student, where he debuted a compressed air powered robot called Lennox, and he won first prize. Can you imagine going to a competition and you're the only Black student and you win?
I feel like crazy.
Yeah. But that would be really cool, right?
Yeah.
Like that would be enough to push you to know that you are destined to be great and that you have got to give it your best at all times, right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of things that builds, character, right? Okay. So now we know why he was great, because he started off great in 1968.
I never knew that.
Yeah, see, so you're gonna learn some history today. In 1973, he received his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering and his master's in nuclear engineering from Tuskegee University. Now, my nephew Avery is an engineer, and I can remember him going to Drexel, and he is the whiz kid. Like, he is super intelligent, and it was a lot. So can you imagine doing both of these engineering programs and getting your master's degree? You're trying to imagine. While working for the Air Force, he helped develop the stealth bomber program, which is another huge part of history that Mr. Lonnie Johnson, the Super Soaker King, actually had his hand in. In 1979, he worked for NASA, working as a systems engineer for Galileo mission and Jupiter and the Cassini mission to Saturn. So this guy has a pretty nice history, right? Saturn, right? Yeah, you know? 1982, he began his prototype for the water gun. And this is, if you notice when Nyla was talking about it, she said that it kind of happened at his home. He was trying to work on a heat pump that used water to push out the heat. So he had connected this pump onto his bathroom sink. And then when he went to remove something and released it, water shot from the pump into the tub. So it was like, wait a minute, that was pretty cool. I think I'm on to something here. He was working on one thing, but his creative mind led him to believe that that one thing could turn into another thing. So you see how that works? And another thing, right? So you could start out thinking you're going to do one thing, but then life will keep moving you forward that you end up doing the impossible. You going to do the impossible for us?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So after he realized how much power was shooting from this tool that he was working with, he decided to start working on the prototype for what we now know as the Super Soaker. So after 7 years, so in 1989, he sold his device to Laramie Corporation as the Power Drencher, which is what you originally said. Even though it had good sales, the name change to the Super Soaker made it have massive sales. You know, the Power Drencher, yeah, it sounds like, but the Super Soaker just sounds like, man, I'm really gonna get you drenched, right? I'm gonna wet you so bad that this is gonna be great. So the change of the name boosted the sales. Can you guess, Nyla, how much money he made in 1991 with his Super Soaker?
Thousands.
No, it was in the millions.
2.5 million.
$200 million in sales. Not only did he make $200 million in sales, but the Super Soaker ranked in the top 20 best-selling toys in the world. Right? Right? So shortly after making the Super Soaker, the company that he sold it to, they became a subsidiary to Hasbro Inc. So they kind of got a bump up too, just by Mr. Super Soaker.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool, right?
I want to boost up.
I like this. So see how finding out about other people, being so inventful and taking a chance and powerful, it just inspires you to want to do something different, right?
Yeah.
Or it also inspires you to want to follow through on your dreams.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nyla wants to read the last two pieces here.
1996, he replaced the water in the Super Soaker with a toy Nerf projectile, which generated millions for Johnson and Hasbro.
Okay.
2003, Johnson created the thermometer.
The thermoelectric.
The thermoelectric energy converter.
So this young man is known for the Super Soaker, but don't you think he did a lot more than the Super Soaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably known for the Super Soaker because everyone loved that water gun and everybody went crazy about it. But he worked for NASA. He worked for the Air Force. He created a thermoelectric converter for people to be able to control how the heat is working in their homes. He has done so much because in 1968, he won a competition as the only Black student. Pretty cool. That is what set off the whole path of who he is and where he went. That's what I think. I don't know about you, but that kind of speaks volume to me, more than the Super Soaker. What do you think? Yeah.
I feel like the Super Soaker is just one thing that you can make money from it, then you move on. But winning something as the only African American is pretty special.
Yeah, it's special and it's pretty powerful. And it makes you a part of what?
Black history.
Black history. Black history. You do realize that you are now a part of Black history, right?
Yeah.
You are, because you're doing story time in the month of Black history. So this will be a part of Black history. See, sometimes we think that things have to be so grandstand in order for it to be a part of history. But we need to understand that our everyday motions, our everyday movement, how we give back to our communities, how we extend our hand to the person next to us is all part of making history, because in doing so, you're changing the lives of the people around you. And when you change the lives of the people around you and you encourage them and you show them that there is a road that is unlimited to what they can do, that is when you get the greatest out of everyone that you touch. So what do you think? You think you're going to help create some powerful people as you go along through life?
I want to.
You want
change
to.
it to what?
You want to change it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I think you're doing it pretty much now. Right? Your motto is less hate, more love.
Yeah.
You got to talk to someone who was creating a website and they were just in love with the fact that the first thing you said you wanted was a school that showed kindness. Not many kids your age want to talk about kindness, but you do. That's important. Huh. You're starting to think about it now, huh?
Yeah.
Your creative juices are going. Don't let Nyla fool you. Nyla is currently creating her own fashion designs for her Barbies at home. They have weddings, they have parties, and they all get their own styles by Nyla. So Nyla creates fashions for them and she puts them on her Barbie dolls and away she goes. Not realizing, speaking of
parties, I'm about to turn 10.
10, and she doesn't even realize the day she turns 10 is the day she will be interviewing all of the Black inventors that she's going to be speaking about over the next 3 weeks.
Was that my birthday present?
That's part of your birthday present. I think it's a pretty cool birthday present. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are not going to hold up any more of your time. We hope that everything was okay tonight. We kind of got shuffled around and we're not in our own comfort zone of being in our living room on our red couch. The comfortable red couch. But we made a promise that we were going to do this on a Tuesday. So we kept our promise and we have a game to go to, but we're here. And that's important that we're teaching Nyla right now that when you commit to something,
you have to stick to it.
You have to stick to it. And when you stick to it and you do it, doesn't it make you greatness? And doesn't it make you feel all nice and warm inside that you were able to juggle everything and get it done?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to be back here again next Tuesday.
Yeah.
At 6 o'clock. And we're going to talk about some other inventors like the man who made the Easy Bake Oven, the man who did Phase 10 card game, the entrepreneur board game. The man that helped start the internet was a Black man. Can you imagine if you couldn't use this phone because there was no internet? Her baby. Did you hear that? That's her baby. Well, we hope that you enjoyed your time with Gigi and Nyla.
Beautiful Nyla.
Beautiful Nyla. But we just want you to know to always be encouraged.
Yourself.
To be yourself. Just be the best you that you can
Be.
That's right. You know, we don't just walk around saying these things to other people's kids. We're actually saying it to Miss Nyla too. She probably hears it more than most. We believe that in order to produce someone who is going to be successful, there has to be somebody behind them showing support, love, and encouragement. And we hope that the next few weeks that Nyla and I give you some support, love, and encouragement to just be the best you that you can be and to just create what it is that you want. I mean, right here in Reading, we have some of our own pretty powerful people. Did you know that Coach Ashley, the basketball coach, has a new book that is selling on Amazon?
Really?
Yes.
Can buy it.
We're going to buy it and she's going to sign it. So shout out to Ashley Giddens. We are super proud of you. Nyla is all excited now. She can't wait to get your book. We're going to order our book on Amazon tonight. And we hope that we can get a special autograph in that book from you, Ashley. And if you haven't, you need to go on and check it out. I have it posted on my website. Please, on my Facebook page, please check it out and support Ashley Giddens. She is one of our basketball coach for the Lady Red Knights. And we are super proud of her. It's about the process of playing as on the castle of the hill as a Red Knight. So I think that's pretty cool, right here in little old Reading. Right? Right?
Yeah.
How cool is that? Maybe Ashley can join us on one of our shows.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
She can take my spot.
She can take, Nyla said she could take her spot. All right. So thank you, everyone, and have a good night. We'll see you next week. Thank you for
Bye.
watching Nyla and Gigi Story Time.
Hope you liked it.
Thanks. Bye.